Hi, Kat here for Lightwave Digital. In this video, we're going to be talking about combining two different types of physics systems to work with each other, specifically bullet and lightwave flow. While this is not very commonly understood, both of these physics systems are kind of rooted in the same concept. We're working with different types of libraries, i.e., bullet has its own bullet library, and then we have flow, which is the Newtonian physics library, and one is CPU and one is GPU based. So if we're going to work with both of these types of physics systems together in a scene, you can, but there are some caveats that need to be understood. So let's talk about bullet first. Let's go to our effects tab here and go to the item properties for this world. Right now, I just have this flat box plane and our tire. This is a deforming mesh, so it's going to behave like a nice bouncy kind of squishy tire, and it's going to fall over with gravity. All right, so once that's kind of established, then we need to look at what's going on with lightwave flow. In this particular scenario, we can use the flat cube, which is our emitter, the flat box plane, which is our ground, which is essentially working as the same kinematic object type across the two physics systems, and then our tire. While the tire here in bullet is set to be deforming, we're going to work with this as a kinematic object in flow. This will ensure that whenever it deforms, it will still work as a kinematic mesh, frame for frame. Now I have Flow currently disabled in the Master Plugins tab right now, so we have to turn it on so we can see what the results were. Very interesting stuff. Now, for those of you wanting to work with these side by side and actually have them running, you can achieve this during either a preview or during a bake. But be advised that the simulation time for one or the other is going to step on the calculations for the next. So it's probably a better idea for you to bake out or simulate your bullet dynamics first and then run your flow over top. But they can be told to run at the same time. Essentially, bullet being your master, and then flow coming in afterwards and doing secondary animation over top. Now, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get another type in here, such as rigid, to work with bullet. However, kinematic objects for doing soft body deformations or other types of animation will work, and then flow can go over top of it. So as I mentioned before, you can run in a bake. So we'll go reset. And I've already got the calculations done, so we can see what's going on with the fluid. But to run them both at the same time is quite slow. But it will work in as fast a capability as possible, because we're putting some pretty good demand on here. The bullet calculation is essentially done, but every time that flow needs to go in and calculate the dynamics for the fluid, it has to go back and check what's taking place with bullet and then go back and forth. Hopefully in the future we'll get a more effective and efficient communication method between these two and be able to have a stackable kind of performance like we have with the deformation tab. As you can see here, the performance is pretty limited, but it still will process.